using CSS, we can add some colors and we can change the fonts and font sizes and all the things, all the very attractive things we can do with the CSS. Okay. So now, as mentioned earlier, CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. So now, when I use CSS in our HTML pages, so we have three ways. We can use CSS in three ways. Okay. First one is inline styles. So we talk it as styles. How will we කියන්නේ style එකක් add කරන styles add කරනවා කියලා තමයි අපි කියන්නේ. In the day-to-day life, we talk it, we are in styles to our web page. Okay. So now we have three ways. First way is inline CSS, and the second way is embedded CSS, and the third way is external style sheets. Okay. So first of all, let's see what is this inline styles. Okay. Let's try to do this inline styles. Okay. So now in the LMS, I have mentioned here. So now in the HTML here, you can see HTML tags. I have inserted a link here. So you can go to that link. Now in the HTML, you know, we have predefined tags. Okay, we call them as tags. Now this is anchor tag, you know. Okay. Okay, this one is a paragraph. Here, this one is a paragraph. Likewise, these are kind of tags. So the thing is, now there are a lot of tags in the HTML. Now, in the previous week, we have discussed some limited number of tags. Now H1, H6, likewise. So in this page, they included all the HTML tags here. Okay, so if you want to search any tag, you can search it here and you can find the tags. Okay, and the tags of HTML. බෝඩ් කරන්න ටැග් එකේ වගේ ටැග්ස් තියෙනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නේ නැති ටැග්ස් තියෙනවා පුළුවන්. අපි දන්නේ නැති ටැග්ස් තියෙනවා. ඒක ටැග්ස් ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. ඒක මෙතන ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඒ ඕන ටැග්ස් හොයලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඕන කරන්නේ කියන්නේ මොනවා වගේ දෙයකට යූස් කරන්නේ ඒකට අදාළ ටැග්ස් මෙතනින් හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. Similarly, I have included a link here, CSS or the CSS properties here. Okay. CSS අපි ඇඩ් කරනකොට ඒ තියෙන ඔක්කොම දේවල් මෙතන මේ page එකේ බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් මෙතන ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. Okay, so now let's go to this inline styles. So first way is inline styles. Okay, so let's move to inline styles. Okay, now here you can see here we have H1 tag. Okay, මේක තමයි H1 tag එකේ පටන් ගන්න තැන, and this is the closing tag. So inside this starting tag, now here you can see we call this an attribute. මේ වගේ අපි එකක් add කරනවා අපි කියන attribute කියලානේ. මම දැන් අපි previous එකේ discuss කරා. Okay, there's a new attribute here, style. Okay, style equals, then we have a double quotation here. Inside this double quotation, we have some data here. Okay. Then මෙහෙම තමයි අපි inline CSS එකක් style එකක් add කරන්නේ. Okay, we have a attribute called style. So then I type style equals, inside this double quotation, I can have that CSS properties. We call them CSS properties. Okay. Now if I want to change the color, I can use color and colon and what is the color. Okay, so then if I want to change the font size, so then we want to use two CSS properties. So then I want to divide it by using this here, the symbol, semicolon, then again the font size, and the font size now here I have mentioned 30. Okay, Likewise, I can use this type of sentence as an inline CSS or inline style. Okay, these are what we call CSS properties. In this link, you can find all the CSS properties. Now, if you want to do anything, any maybe font color and font size, anything, you can search it here and you can find the CSS property. The CSS properties of form method and මේ මතක දුන්නේ නැහැ නේද? ගොඩක් දැන් කලර් එක වගේ චේන්ජ් කරන්න ඕන. අපි හැමදෙස්සම කරන්නේ නෙමෙයි. ඒ වගේම මතක හිටිනවා අපි daily use කරන්නේ. But some CSS properties we can't remember all the properties. Therefore, you can use this type of reference link. You can find the CSS properties. Okay. So now let's move to our code here. So now here, now this is my source code of this web page. My web page is source code. So now I want to change the color of this heading. Now how can I do it? Now I want to write an inline CSS. Okay. So now inside the starting tag of the H1, so I keep space here. Then I type style. Okay. Then equal symbol and double quotation. Inside the double quotation, I want to change the color. Now I want to change the color of this heading. Then I put color, COLOR, not COLOUR. This is like American style, COLOR, then colon, then what is the value? This is the property, color is the property. Then I want to put the value here. If I want to use red, I can use red here. Then put semicolon here. Okay. Then save the file. I refresh the page. Now you can see I can change the color. Okay. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions now? This is the way how we can use inline CSS. Okay. Now, ප්‍රශ්න තියනවාද? වැඩේ තේරෙනවද?
හරි ගන්නවා සර්.
Okay. Others? Okay. So now if I want to change the font size, I want to use font size property here. Then I can change the value 60 pixels and semicolon. Okay. Then I can change the font size like this. Okay. Now again I change this one into 30. Okay. Now can you tell me? Now I want to center this heading. In this page, I want to center this one. How can I do it? Google it and just Google it and tell me. So you can tell me, or you can send through this chat window. You can send me a message. What is the property that I can use to center this one in this page? I want to center this one. Okay. Text line. Shall we use that one? I do not need the HTML tags. I just want to use CSS properties. Okay. Now some few students saying that center tag is kind of HTML tag, but I need CSS properties. Okay. So now text align. Yes, this one text align center. Let's say we will try it out. Now you can see this text dash align property I can use to align the text. Okay, if I want to center it, I can use center. If I want to right align, I can use right. Okay, likewise. Now I want to center it. So this is how can we use inline CSS. Inline CSS when we can write the CSS properties in the same line. Okay, now this is our H1 tag. So this is our heading. So if I want to add some CSS properties or CSS styles here to this H1 tag, so I can use the same line. I can write the CSS property. That is what we call CSS inline CSS styles. Okay. Now, if I want to change the color of this paragraph text, how can I do it? I can write the CSS styles here in this paragraph tag. Okay. So now I want to change the color of this paragraph text. So I want to change it to green color. So can you send me a so can you tell me how to do it? I want to change the color of this paragraph text into green color. So can you tell me how to do it? Okay, yes, I can type style here equals then color. Then you can use green. Okay. So now I will refresh the page. Now I have a green color here. But this is not exactly, this is not the green color which I need. So then how can I change the color? මේ පාට නෙමෙයි මට ඕන ඇත්තම green color එක මේක නෙමෙයි. මේ green කියලා මෙයා දෙන color එක නෙමෙයි මට ඕනේ. ඒකට මට ඕනේ වෙන green color එකක් මෙතෙන්ට set කරන්න. එහෙම වුණොත් මම මොකද කරන්නේ? Any ideas? So then we can go for kind of you can search in the Google X colors. So HTML color codes, I can take it with the hexadecimal mode. So if I want to use this green color, this one, you can choose any color and you can get the hex value of that color. Then you can copy that code and you can put it here. Okay. Either you can use this name or you can use the hex value. If you want to choose any other color, I want to get this one. Okay, this color. Then you can get this hex value and you can paste it over here. Okay, then save the page and to refresh this page, you can see now this is the color which I want. Okay, likewise, you can adjust the color. Okay, so now this is the way how I can use inline CSS. Okay, so then the second way is, okay, do you have any questions with the inline CSS? Okay, so then the second way is embedded styles. Okay, embedded styles. Okay. Now, embedded styles mean now we do not write those CSS properties in the lines. Lines mean that a particular H1 tag or paragraph tag or any other lines. We write some CSS code in top of the HTML page. There's a question in the chat window. Can't we change the color using RGB? Yes, you can use the RGB, and also you can use RGB. There's a way to add RGB mode. Now, in the hex mode and RGB mode, you can use in the CSS. So you can find the way how you can use it in the CSS. Okay, yes, you can do it. So in the embedded style sheets, what we do is we write some CSS codes on top of the web page, and we can use those CSS codes in the HTML page. Okay. Now, top of the web page mean, now here, you know what is the architecture of the page. Now, in the HTML page, we have kind of architecture. First, we have HTML tag. Okay, starting tag. Now, this is how we start the page. HTML, then the closing tag of HTML. Then there is a tag called head. Okay, so inside this head, we have, in the previous week, I have mentioned, so title and some kind of metadata we can insert inside this head tag. Okay, similarly, now if we use some embedded CSS, we can write those CSS codes inside this head tag. Okay, මේ head tag එක ඇතුළේ තමයි අපි අර embedded CSS use කරනවා නම් ඒව ලියන්න. Okay, so if I want to use embedded CSS, what can I do is I want to write like this. First, there's a tag called style. STYLE style. So HTML tag. Okay. Similar to this title tag, there's a tag called style. Okay. Inside this style tag, I want to write the CSS. Okay. I will write the CSS. Okay. Do you have any questions up to now? Up to here? Do you have any questions? Embedded CSS අපි ලියනවා නම් අපි මේ දෙවෙනි විදිය කතා කරන්නේ inline CSS ලියනම ලයින් එක ලියන embedded CSS ලියන අපි මෙන්න මේ head කියන tag එක ඇතුලේ style කියලා tag එකක් open කරලා මේක ඇතුලේ තමයි ලියන්නේ. දැන් ලියන විදිය කතා කරමු. Okay, do you have any issues? උලයි feedback එක ඕනේ ඉතින් නැත්තම් මම ඉතින් මෙතනින් බලාගෙන ඉන්න.
No, sir.
Okay, so then මේ embedded CSS වල අපි ලියනකොට අපිට okay, embedded CSS අපි ලියනකොට අපිට තියෙන පොඩි දේවල් ටිකක් ගැන සැලකිලිමත් වෙන්න. Okay. දැන් මේවා හරියට ඔලුවට දාගන්න එතකොට ඒක ප්‍රශ්න නැහැ. හරිද? ප්‍රශ්න අඩුයි. Embedded CSS මෙහෙම ලියනකොට අපිට තියෙන පොඩි දේවල් ටිකක් සැලකිලිමත් වෙන්න. Okay. In the embedded CSS we want to think about some we have to write some in style. Okay. That's a way to write this embedded CSS. Okay. What is that way? Now imagine here I want to change this heading. It means I want to change this one. Okay. Heading I want to change. Okay, I'll remove this inline CSS here. I'll remove all the inline CSS. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to change this heading color. Okay, and I want to center this one in the page. That is what I want to do. Okay. So I want to change the color of this heading and I want to change the alignment. So I want to center it. Okay. So then particularly I want to tell to this web page, okay, I want to change the color of this one. හරිද? එතකොට මෙන්න මෙයාගේ මෙන්න මේ particular tag එකේ මෙන්න මෙයාගේ තමයි මට color එක change කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා මම මෙයාට කියන්නවා. දැන් මට ඕනේ මෙයාගේ color එක change කරන්න inline CSS වල නම් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ because I can write that CSS properties in the same line. මේ line එකේම මට ලියලා මේ h1 tag එක මෙන්න මේ h1 tag එක ඇතුළේම ලියුවා මෙයාට විතර ඒක අදාළනේ. ඒකේ දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. But when I use this embedded CSS, I want to tell to this browser, okay, I want to change the color of this one. Okay. So then how can I do it? Then I want to select this tags. Okay, මට ඕනේ මෙන්න මේ tag එක select කරගන්න. So I want to select these tags. So select these tags. There's a thing called we have to way. So that way we call it selectors. So we want to use selectors to select the particular tags to insert those CSS properties. So selectors කියලා જાතියක් තියෙනවා. ඒකට selectors කියන selectors use කරලා අපිට පුළුවන් select කරගන්න especially මොන tags වලටද අපිට මේ CSS use කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Okay. දැන් මෙතන බැලුවොත් ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා මේ embedded CSS එකේ here you have body. Okay. Body කියලා එකක් ලියලා then we have curly brackets and we have the CSS property and the values. Okay. Similarly we have P. P කියලා දෙනවා then curly brackets and the color and the what is the color and something. Okay. So then we want to think about the selectors. CSS selectors. Okay. So CSS selectors, selector is a pattern to match the elements on the web page. The style rules associated with that selector will be applied to the elements that match the selector pattern. The selectors are one of the most important aspects of CSS as they allow you to target specific elements on your web page in various ways so that they can be styled. Okay, then අපිට මේ මොකක් හරි මට ඕනේ මෙන්න මෙයාව නම් මෙයාගේ පාටනර්ස් ගන්න මම ඒව සිලෙක්ට් කරගන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න මෙයා කියන එක. So then I can use the selectors. Okay. So then let's try to okay, I'll skip this one. So then there are a few types of selectors. Okay. The first one is universal selector. I'll skip this one. And This one is the element type selector. Okay, the second one is element type selectors. Okay, what do you mean by element type selector? An element type selector match all the instance of the element in the document with the corresponding element type name. Okay, then හිතන්න element type select එකේදී වෙන්නේ මට කියන්න පුළුවන් ඔක්කොම H1 tags වලට රතු පාට දාන්න. Okay, එහෙනම් මට පුළුවන් element එකෙන් select කරන්න. Okay, I can select by the specific element name all the H1 tags or all the paragraphs. Okay, all the paragraphs or all the maybe this one ordered list, all the ordered list. Likewise, I can select the tags, okay, specific tags by a name, and I can put the styles to all the those types of elements. Okay, so now, for example, now I want to put all the H1 tags. Now I'm write some CSS code. So I want to put that CSS code into all the H1 tags. Okay. So then H1 tags වලට මම ලියන CSS code එක දාන්න. එතකොට අපි කරන්නේ මෙතන type කරනවා H1. Okay, මේ style කියන එක ඇතුළේ type කරන්නේ H1. Then I open curly brackets. Okay, then I want to type this curly bracket also, the closing part, and I put enter here. Okay, then I type the CSS property color. Okay, then what is the color? I put brown. Okay, inside this style tag, I put the name of the tag name, and then I type these curly brackets. Inside these curly brackets, I type the CSS property with now here color and the value. Okay, then semicolon here. Okay, then I save the file and I go to my HTML page. Now I refresh the page. You can see this heading color is brown. Okay, so now if I put another H1 here, I get a copy of this one. Control C and Control V here. Okay, the same one. I change this one to the content. I change lectures. Okay, so these two are H1 tags. Or refresh it. The same color is applied to these two H1 tags. Okay, so now if I change this one into H2, okay, I refresh the page. Now you can see only the H1 tag is in brown color and this one is in black color. Okay, that is the example for this element type selectors. Okay, so it means I can use the element name and I can write the CSS code. It means it will particularly select that specific type of elements and put the styles to those elements. Okay, do you have any questions with these element type selectors? Do you have any questions? Have you got the point? Mede තේරුණාද? Okay. Okay, this is what we call element type selector. So I can write the element and I can write the CSS code. This is the way how we can write the CSS code. That is the CSS code. Okay. Then I want to put another property here. I can write like this, maybe font size. Okay. 20 pixels. Okay. Then I refresh the page. You can see the font size of the this H1 tag is changed. Okay. So similarly, you can do. Now, if I want to similarly, if I want to put, I want to change the paragraphs color, I can do like this. Okay. Color blue. Okay. Okay. This is what we call element type selectors. Okay. Okay. Then let's see what is the next type. Okay. ID selectors. Okay. ID selectors. Now, selectors mean how can I select the tags to put the CSS. Okay, මේ selectors කියලා කියන අපි කොහොමද මේ tag select කරගන්නේ කියන එක අපි CSS apply කරන්නේ. Okay. The third one is ID selector. Okay. Okay, ID selectors. Now imagine, now in this example, so that element type selector example, now you can see if we have same type of elements, the same type. Now this is H1 tag and this is H1 tag. Okay, so now I change the page, and I refresh the page. You can see now these two are H1 tags. So if I use element type selectors, it means it will apply to all the elements or all the tags in the same name. Okay, tags apply. Now in this case, H1 apply. Okay. Now I want to change the color of this the second H1 only. I want to change the color of the second H1 only. මට ඕනේ මේ දෙවෙනි දැන් පළවෙනි එකේ color එක නෙමෙයි දෙවෙනි එකේ color එක විතරක් වෙනස් කරන්න. Okay. If I use this type of selector, H1 tag එක මෙයා කරනකොට H1 ඔක්කොටම ඒක apply කරනවා. දැන් මට ඕනේ H1 ඔක්කොම නෙවෙයි මෙන්න මේ දෙවෙනි H1 එකට විතරක් color එක apply කරන්න. Okay. Have you got the point? මට ඕනේ මේ දෙවෙනි එකට විතරක් color එක apply කරන්න. So then how can I do it? So then I can go for these ID selectors. ID selectors is used to define style rules for a single or unique element. Okay. Yes, Sudhara, we can one way we can use, we can override by inline, but here, so if I put a ID here, okay, ID selector means we can add an ID here and we can add the color, add the properties to that specific IDs. Okay. So ID selector කියලා කියන්නේ එතකොට අපිට පුළුවන් මේ ඕනම tag එකකට අපිට පුළුවන් attribute එකක් තියෙනවා ID කියලා. Okay. That's an attribute called ID. So I can give another unique name to this ID. Okay. This should be unique. මේක නමක් කාගේ නමක් දෙනවා තමයි unique. මම දානවා second H1. Okay, this is my ID. Second H1. I put ID over here also. ID equals first H1. Okay, the ID of this one is H1 is first H1, and the ID of this second H1 is second H1. Okay, the same tag, but we have two different IDs. The page. Okay. Now, if I want to change the color, what can I do is I can use this ID selector. How can I use it? First, I put this one. If I use ID, I want to put this hashtag and put the ID name. Okay. Then curly brackets. Then I put the color. Okay. First, I write this hashtag. Then I write the ID name. Then curly brackets. Inside these curly brackets, I put the CSS property. Okay. Now here I use blue color. I save the page. Then I refresh this web page. You can see these two are in the same text, H1 and the H1, but the second H1 color is blue here. Okay. Do you have any questions? This is what we call ID selectors. It means we can put a unique ID to our elements or tags, and we can select those tags by the ID. Okay. වැඩේ තේරුණාද? වෙන ප්‍රශ්න මොනවාද තියෙනවද? Okay. This is what we call ID selectors. Okay. Okay. Then that is a third way. Okay, ID selectors. Then there is another way. We call it class selectors. Okay. Class selectors. The class selector can be used to select any HTML element that has a class attribute. Okay. ඒකත් attribute එකක් තියෙනවා class කියලා. ඒ class කියන attribute එක තියෙන ඕනම element එක select කරන්න පුළුවන්. All the elements having that class will be formatted according to the defined rule. Okay. එතකොට now here the previous one is ID selectors, and now the next one is class selectors. Okay. So ID selectors and class selectors. Okay. Class selectors mean similar to the ID selector, we can have another attribute called class. Okay. So you can create that attribute in every elements. Okay. So class, what we can do is we can have something called we can have some classes. We call it classes. It means we can have like this. Now here ID, we identify IDs starting with the hash symbol. Similarly, if we want to mention or we want to declare classes, we want to start it with the full stop. Okay, how we start the class, how we define class, starting with the full stop. Okay, so full stop. Then I want to put the class name. I put like this, big, or I put blue color. Okay, this is my class name, blue color. Then I open the curly brackets and I put this one. Okay. Similarly, I define another class called brown color. These are what we call classes. Brown color. Put this one. Okay. Then red color. Okay. Now, these are what we call element type selectors. This is what we call ID selectors. These are what we call class type selectors. Okay, class selectors or class selectors. Okay, class selector. Now, IDs, we start with the hash symbol. Then the classes, we start with the dot or the full stop. Thank you. Now, what can I do is I can define, we call these are classes. So we can similar groups. Okay, groups can classes can. No? So we have classes. I define some CSS classes here. This class name is blue color, brown color, red color. Okay. Now now I want to change the color of this this paragraph, this one, into a red color. This paragraph into red color. What can I do is now here okay. Now I want to change the color of this paragraph into red color. What can I do is I can type class and I can put this class name here. Okay. Okay. Can I do this? I can write this, define this attribute class. Right, I can write this attribute class, and inside this double quotation, I can put this class name. Okay. Now I save the file and I refresh my page. You can see now this paragraph now in red color. Okay, this one. Similarly, if you want to change the color of this one, okay, color of this one, you can put this class name here. Okay, so that is what we call class selectors. Okay, that is what we call class selectors. Now, do you have a question? Now, what is the difference between these ID selectors and class selectors? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between? Now, here you can see if I want to change the color or any CSS styles of a particular tag, I can use H1 tags. Sorry, IDs. We can put ID and we can use ID selector. But the same thing, if I want to use some special CSS, I can define a CSS class and I can use it. So what is the difference between these two ID selectors and the class selector? Can anyone tell me the answer? You can Google it and tell me Or if you have any idea, you can tell me. Okay, Roshan says, while the ID is specific to a single element, classes can be assigned to multiple elements on the same on a page or throughout the website. Okay, the main difference between class selector and ID selector is that the class selectors can be used to target multiple elements on a page, while ID selectors are used to target a single element. Yes, the difference is now ID selectors, we can have a unique ID. Okay, IDs are unique and it's especially for a single element. Okay, we should only use it for a single element. But classes, if you want to use this class for this paragraph, or if you want to use it for this H1, both of them you can use it. Okay. Now I change, I do some changes here. I remove this color here, H1. Select the file. Now this is with black color. So now here I use element selectors and use font sizes. Use 30. Okay, font size is 30. Now I want to change the color of this paragraph is red, and also I want to change this one into red color. So what can I do is simply I can use this red color class name into this paragraph and H1 tag also. Okay. Both of these are now in red color. Okay. Likewise, I can define some classes and I can use those classes in the multiple elements. Do you have any questions up to here?
Excuse me, sir. When using ID selectors, that name should be unique. Can't we use heading for several tags? Just name as headings for several tags.
That should be unique because now these IDs we use to some particular tasks. So now when we use JavaScript, okay. So if we have some buttons, so we want to unique the ID names, because otherwise now in JavaScript, what we use is we use these IDs to identify the elements. Okay, so in that kind of scenario, if we use multiple, the same name, if we use to multiple elements, we can't specially use the specific elements. Therefore, we should uniquely identify each and every element. Therefore, we should unique the name. Okay, but here you can use it. You know, if you want to use this one, you can use it here. Use කරා කියලා මට ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. But the thing is, when we go for that kind of scenario, we can't get the අපිට හරි ප්‍රතිඵලය ගන්න බෑ. That is the reason. Okay. So therefore try to use it as unique values.
Then, sir, if there is a long code and we want just to change the colors within just changing one parameter, then how to do?
Then you can go for inline CSS.
We have to select each and every lines to change the colors.
Or you can use classes.
Okay.
Okay. Now imagine now we have a very long code, okay, very long HTML page. So then you have to change only this one. Only maybe in the middle of the page you want to change only this one to red color. So then what you can do is then you can go for inline CSS. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now here, now this is class selector, and there are some couple of selectors also. This one and this one, and grouping selectors, and 1 second. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. I will explain those things. This is what we call embedded CSS. Embedded CSS. So external CSS, the third way is external CSS. Now, first one is inline CSS, embedded CSS, and the external CSS. In the external CSS, what we do is we create separate CSS file and we link that file into our web page. Okay, that is the third way. Now here you can see the priority list. Okay, priority among the CSS initialization methods. Okay, so the low priority is in the external CSS. It means the separate third-party CSS file. The internal CSS meaning the embedded CSS. Then the high priority one is the inline CSS. Okay, now imagine you have a long code, a long HTML code. If you want to change a small thing, you want to now here, for example, you want to change the color of this three words. So what you can do is now you can put the IDs, classes, all the things. If you want to change the color only on in these three words, you can do it. You can go for a CSS, inline CSS. Okay. So what can I do is there is a HTML tag called span. Okay. Span. So I cut this one. Tag name is span. Okay. Then I put that words here inside these two starting tag and ending tag. In this span tag, you can have the inline CSS style. Okay. Style color. You can change the color. Green. Here, you can change only this one, these three words. Let me color the payment and put that the color of this two. Here. So you can use this span tag. Okay, and you can write the inline CSS for this span tag, and you can change that one. So the priority list is this one. Okay, the most priority one is the inline CSS. Then the embedded CSS, then the external CSS. Okay, there is a question in the chat thread. If we have more than one web page in our website, then it should be then it should apply CSS in each and every page one by one. No. So that is why we use this external CSS. I will explain it. That is why we use external CSS. We can have a separate CSS file and we can import it in the top of the web page. But we want to import it in each and every page. But if you go for the embedded CSS, okay, if you go for this embedded CSS, you should write the CSS in each and every page. Okay, but if you go for the external type, no need to write those things. We can have one CSS file and we can import it. Okay, up to here, do you understand? Now, this is the way how we can go for RGB values. RGB here. Okay, මේකේ ලියන්න පුළුවන් මේක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ it's so nice. මේකේ HTML there are some defined color names. Those are the red, blue, those things. මේ විදිහට සමහර ඒවා HTML define කරලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒවා use කරන්න. If you want to use hexadecimal values, you can go for that one. If you want to use RGB values, you can go for this type of way. Okay, මෙහෙම තමයි ලියන්නේ. Okay, do you have questions up to here? Okay, now let's move to that third type of CSS styles. It is external CSS styles. Okay. External style sheets. We call it external style sheet. What we do is we can create now. This is our HTML page. Okay, we can create separate CSS file. Call it CSS file. I right click here and new. Then text document. I select all the name, whole name, and I put is style dot CSS. The extension is CSS. Okay. Extension is CSS. Then I right click the file and I open it with my code editor in Studio Pro. Okay. Now I cut this part. Now I remove the embedded CSS part here. Go to my web page and I refresh the page. Now it's in the previous node, but here I have included an inline CSS. That is the reason here. Okay. Now I go to my CSS file and I paste one here. Okay. Now in the CSS file, we do not need to write that style tag. Okay. The style tag එක අපි මේක ලියන්නේ නැහැ. Style tag එක ලියනවා embedded විදිහට අපි use කරනවා නම් HTML page. Okay. Here what you can do is you can have those selectors. Now this is what we call element type selectors, elements, ID selectors, and classes. Those things I can write here. Okay. මේ විදිහට මට පුළුවන් ලියන්න. curly අපේ නම ලිව්වා curly bracket එක open කරා properties ටික ලිව්වා. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to link this file in my web page to my web page. Okay, how can I do it? Now here you can see this is the way. Now inside this head tag, I can have this one. There is a tag called link, and there is an attribute called REL. It stands for relation. Relation means what type of this link. Okay, so it's style sheet, relation style sheet. because this is style sheet and the reference here. Okay. This is the file path. Okay. Now I come to here. Inside this head tag, I type link. Okay. REL for relation. CY style sheet. Then extract for reference. Now my reference is in the same folder. I have this this file sheet is in the same folder. Therefore, no need to go for another folders. Style.css. Okay. Style.css. This is my file. Okay. And now I refresh the file. Now you can see all the CSS styles are now applied here. Okay. This is how we can use the external CSS. Okay. Do you have any questions? One more thing to tell you, please rename your name with your name and the registration number, because now we take attendance with the statistics of the Zoom recording. So in the statistics, in the Zoom, that Zoom platform, they give us your name. Okay. If you don't have your name and the registration number, so it means you are absent. Therefore, please try to rename yourself with the registration number and your name. Then we can mark the attendance. Okay. Okay. Now this is the third page. So this is how we can link separate style sheet for our web page. Now this is the easiest way, because now the previous question that one guy asked for me, now we have multiple HTML pages. Okay? So we can have one or two CSS files. Maybe some big websites, they have only one CSS file. What they do is, in the HTML heading, this header tag, inside the header tag, they include this one here. So then all the classes and all the ID tags are in selectors are in the CSS. They can use in the that HTML files. Okay, this is the easiest way. So what you can do is, you can create a separate CSS file and you can link it. If you want to do some similar changes, you can try this one. You can create a span tag and you can have some inline CSS for that particular items. Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay. Then please keep in mind this priority order. Okay. So inline CSS is the highest priority one, and the external one is the low priority one. Okay. So this is what we call the syntax of CSS, the selector. This is what we call the selector. And curly brackets, inside the curly bracket, we have the properties in the values. Okay. So we want to put this semicolon at the end of this property and the value. Okay, each and every property and the value you should put this semicolon. Okay, the colon symbol you can use in between the property and the value. Okay, keep in mind those things. Okay. Now let's move to let's move to third part. Okay. Now here we have some things to try out. The colors, background, fonts, text, links. Okay. Okay. Now you already know the colors. If you want to change the color, you can use color property. And you can have colors in these three ways. You can use the color. So there are some reference links also here. So you can go for these links and you can get some extra knowledge. So these are the color names. Okay. Okay, this is the link. There are 140 standard color names. So you can use these colors. These are the names. Okay, red. You will choose brown. Let's value of brown is this one. In the HTML, there are some predefined colors. Okay, any predefined colors. So when they are used, so if you want to use, you want to select any other color, you can go for this type of you can say Google X colors, and you can get this type of website, and you can choose the colors. Okay, the colors done. Okay. So then color is no worry. So this is another one. So background. Okay, there is a property called background. So background property, we have some 5 properties: background color, background image, background repeat, background attachment, background position. This is for customizing the background. Okay, so background color means we can change the background color. So imagine now if you want to change the this is our example, right? Okay, now you want to change the background color into yellow. What can you do? Now here the background color is white. So you want to change the whole background color into yellow color. How can you do it? Any suggestions? If you want to change this background color into yellow, do you have any suggestions? Okay, Supun says inside body tag, add style background color yellow. Okay, it's correct. So now in the HTML architecture, you know the HTML, then the head and the body. The whole the HTML tags are in the inside of this body tag. Okay. So the body page page. Okay. So if you want to change the background color, so you what can I do is I copy this one Kiplin's answer and I paste it over here. Okay. Background color, I can write like this. Okay, body කියන එකේ මට පුළුවන් inline CSS එක ලියන්න. Okay, so background color stands for the background color. Now here color means is the text color. Okay, so මෙතන color එක කියලා කියන්නේ text color එක, background එකේ color එක අපිට වෙනවා මෙන්න මේම background dash color කියන property එක අපිට use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Oh, you can see background is now in yellow color. Okay, so similarly you can use background images. If you want to use background images, you can use it. Now there is another link here. You want to try these things at home, okay? You try කරන්න. මොකද ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ exam එකට එනකොට exam එකේදී ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ලියන්න සහ practical exam එකක් දෙකක් වෙනවා. ඒකට මේ practical exam එකේ මේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන්න ඕනේ. කියනවා මෙන්න මේ වගේ මේක කාලෙට කියන්නම්. මෙන්න මේ පාඩම වෙනස් කරන්න. මෙන්න මේක හදන්නකෝ. මේක හදන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ට මතක තියෙනවා. ඒකින්ද please try these things. Otherwise you can't remember these things. You want to keep trying these things. Okay. එතකොට මේ link එකට ගියොත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පුළුවන් background ගැන පොඩි වැඩිදුර විස්තර ටිකක් තියෙනවා. Okay. So the second one is background image. It means you can have some background image. Okay. Please try these things. And the third one is background repeat. It means if you use background image, okay, मैं कोई image एक use करो तो मैं तीने repeat किया ने का तो कोई repeat x के लिए use करो मैं वगे तमाई एक repeat पे. Okay, then मैं किया ने और this means now here what I do is I use background color. Similarly, we can use some 2 pixel or 3 pixel image and I can repeat it. The whole page, whole background, my web page. So if you want to use background image, this is the way how you can use it. Okay, maybe the URL type image you can use it. But the thing is now image has some size name. Maybe think about 10 pixel and 10 pixel width and 10 pixel height image. The thing is, if you use that image, okay, let's try this one. Okay, here I remove this image. Okay, on the image environment. Okay, in the style sheet, I type another element selector body. Okay, body කියලා हम use करा मैं गाइड करना. Okay. Then the image is image bold page. Let's try this one. Then may pay none. Okay. Now here now I put, okay, I'll take a small image, otherwise you can't understand this one. Give me 1 second, I want to search it. I have an image. We put it over here. The logo of the EDP one. See. Now you can see. Now I use this image, this image as my background image. Okay, this one. Okay, make it I'm making image background image use here. How I use it, background image. Then I put the URL here. Okay, then you can see like this because now it is repeated. Okay, I'm repeat that. Okay, now if I want to, if the default value is repeat, this one. Now this is the one single image, and now it is repeated. If you want to repeat it like this, only the x-axis, what can I do is I can use like this. Okay, background repeat property, you can use repeat dash x. Let's see this one. Now only the first line only. Okay, so if you want to do it like this, then not the x, you can use y. Okay. Okay. So no repeat. If you use no repeat, then only one image. Okay, this is background image. So if you use repeat here, then it will repeat the whole webpage. Okay, there is a difference. So you can try these things. Yeah, otherwise you can't. Okay. So please try these things. Okay. So similarly, you can have this background position. Okay. These are the possible types. Left top, and the right top, likewise. You can search these things and you can try this. Okay. Then the background attachment. Okay. These things will try at the home. Okay. So then now here you can see. Now, if I want to add an image and if I define the repeat type, I write two sentences here, two properties here. Okay, two sentences, it means two properties here. So there is a method called shorthand method. Here you can see the background shorthand method or the property. Now, if you want to use all the background properties like this is the shorthand method. Okay, this is shorthand. In the one single line, you can write it. Background, colon. The first one is color, then the second one is image, the repeat type, the third one is repeat type, and the attachment and the position. Okay. No need to keep this in mind. The thing is, you want to know there is a shorthand method. You can write it like this way. If you don't remember, you can Google it and type it. Okay. The thing is, you want to know there's a shorthand method, method that you don't use. Okay. So this is what we call the background properties. Okay. In the background properties. එතකොට දැන් ඒක තමයි අපේ second property එක අපි color එක ගැන කතා කරා ඊට පස්සේ background එක ගැන කතා කළා background එක සම්බන්ධ ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද කියලා do you have any questions please try these things at home okay I will put some questions into tutorial class also now the most important one is fonts okay now if you want to change the font of your text in the your web page so you want to use these properties okay so I remove this in the CSS if you want to use comments you can use like this okay Now let's move to fonts. Okay. So there are a couple of properties in the fonts. First one is font family, font style, font weight, font size, font rating. Okay. So there is additional reference link. You can go to the info also. Okay. Here it says font selection is very important. Choosing the right font has a huge impact on your readers' experience website. Okay, therefore, font is very important part. Now, the first one is font family. Okay, there is a property called font family. Okay, media product reader without the font family property is used to specify the font to be used to render this text. Okay. Then this property can hold several commands separated. Okay. Then one thing is how you can have some couple of font families. You can separate it by comma. Okay. Now these are two font families. Okay, Arial and this one. Okay, these are two font families. Okay, it means now first one is the important one. The first one. If the system does not have first one, it will go to the second one. Okay. Here, the third one says sans serif. Okay. Sans serif. Now here says you should end the list with a generic font family. There are 5 generic font family: serif, sans serif, monospace, and these two. Okay, the most important one is the serif and the sans serif. Okay, now look at here. Now this text, we have some kind of now this is now Times New Roman type font here. Okay, here we have some curves. Okay, here we have curves. It says serif. Okay, we have these curves. We say this serif. So if we do not have serif, we call it sans serif. Sans means we do not have. Okay. Serif කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ වගේ curves තියෙන type එකට අපි කියනවා serif. ඊට පස්සේ sans serif කියන curves නැහැ කියනවා. sans කියන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක. එතකොට sans serif කියන curves නැහැ. ඒ වුණොත් මෙන්න මේ වගේ type එකේ font. Okay, දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගන්නවා Arial වගේ font එකක් ගත්තොත් මෙන්න මේ වගේ තමයි වෙන්නේ. Okay. එතකොට මේක නිකන් අර Times New Roman වගේ type එක. Okay. If you want to change the font family, you can use this one. Okay. Which one that? Put this one. Sans serif mean now we do not have serif type. Now you can see previously we have some serif font. These are serif type. Now this is sans serif. Okay. The font size of the font family of the this one is Arial. Okay, these are the font family. Vertical font. Now the Word document we use those fonts. Api fonts use karna mega font Arial kiyana, Calibri kiyana. Similarly, in the HTML we can use these fonts. Okay, so have you got the point? If you want to change the font, you can use this property. Okay, do you have any questions? වැඩේ තේරුණාද? Okay. Now, next thing is now at the home, please try other generic types, these family types. Okay. දැන් මෙන්න මේවා ටික ගෙදරදී try කරලා බලන්න. Okay. Serif, sans, මේ ඒක බලන්න මෙන්න monostrace මේවා try කරලා බලන්න. Okay. Okay. Then the font style. Okay, there are three types of font styles. These are the three types. So now Lakshan says, why should we use three fonts? What are those three fonts? Lakshan, now here, yes, you can use any font types. Now, Lakshan, now here it says list the font that you want first. Okay, this is the first one. Now this is the first one I need to use. Then any font that might fill in for the first one, it is not available. If this Arial one is not available, I can go for this font. Okay. There are two fonts I want to separate by using these commands. Then in the third section, I want to end it with this hide serif or the sans serif that which type I want to use. Okay. Have you got the point? Okay. So now this is font styles. Okay. Now if you want to use italic, these are the three types. Yeah. This italic. Okay. Okay, these are the font styles and font size. This is the font size. You can change the font size. Okay, and the font weight. This is one thing called we can define the boldness. Okay, we can bold the fonts with this weight, what we call weight, font weight. We have these are the values that you can use. Okay, the values that you know use කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපිට ඒකේ boldness එක කොහොමද කියලා කියන්නේ. මේ bold කියන එක use කරොත් කොහොම තමයි තියෙන්නේ. Then I use 800. Okay. Within the values 100, 200, 300. So if you want to change it to 500, if it is okay, you can use that. Okay. So I use 100. Okay, that is the boldness of the font. And this is if you want to a font variant. විවිධ දෙකක විදිහට use කරන්න ඕන නම් ඔය වගේ ඒක properties තියෙන ඔයගලන්ට use කරලා බලන්න. Okay. Then the fourth one is text. So, okay, then text alignment, you can use these properties. Okay. Left alignment, center, right alignment, justify, you can use these properties. No need to discuss these things in the Word document. We do these things. The difference is you want to use this property. Okay. Then the text decoration. The text decoration means you can underline the text or line through. Try this one. Okay. If you want to use this type of decoration, you can use this one, overline, underline. So you can try these things. And okay, those are the things. Please try these things at home. Okay, up to here. That fonts, colors, background properties, and text. All these things. Please try these things. I will give some extra tutorials also. Yeah, now I have uploaded one, so I will give some extra tutorial for these things also. Then you can try these things. Okay. So then this is for links. Okay. Now you know we can use anchor tag for links. Okay. So links. If we visited some link now, for example, give me 1 second. I want to go to Google. Okay, now I search HTML alt text. Okay, now here, now you can see now this link color is in the blue color and this one is in the purple color. Okay, so if I visited this one and if I go back to my previous page, you can see it's got this purple color. Again, this one is in blue color. If I visited it and if I back to the previous page, so also in the purple color. It's mean if the user is visited to some link, we can change the color. Okay. So therefore, we can use these 4 different states of the links. Okay. These 4 different states, and we can change the properties. Okay. So please try this one at home. So if you have any issues, I will put some tutorials, and I will discuss this in the tutorial class also. Okay. Before the tutorial, please try this. Okay. So there are some examples also here. So you can try those. Okay. So up to here, do you have any questions? Now today we discuss a little bit about CSS. Very basic knowledge in CSS. Okay. There are the 3 ways we can include CSS in our HTML documents: inline CSS, embedded CSS, external CSS, and a few properties in the CSS. Do you have any questions? Ashram Okay, so the very important thing is you want to work alone. Okay, otherwise you can't uh, get the exact point. So try to work hard, and if you have any question, you can send me an email or you can send me a message. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you another special thing. Now this is our HTML page. Okay. So now if you want to check whether now this is our HTML page and this is our source code. Okay. This is our source code. Now before changing the source code, now imagine before changing the source code, now you want to check whether what is the perfect color for this paragraph. Okay, before changing the source code, you want to check whether what is the perfect color. Okay, how can you do it? Okay. Anyone know how to do it? Source code එක වෙනස් කරන්න නැතුව මෙන්න මේකට එන color එක කොහොමද කියලා හොයාගන්න විදියක් කියන්න බෑන කවුරුහරි. Any suggestions? So Supon says by developer tools in browser. Okay, Sudhar says in browser inspect. Okay. Any other answers? Okay. The way is now in the browsers, now my preferred browser is the Google Chrome. The Google Chrome is much familiar for me. In every browser, there is an option called inspect. Okay. Now in the Google Chrome, this is Google Chrome. What you can do is right click on the Google Chrome. Here you can see inspect. Okay. Now click on the inspect. Okay. So initially it come like this. Initially it's come like it comes like this. Okay. Now you go to inspect. Initially comes like this. What can I do is here there is three dots. I click on it and select this one, undock. Okay, then you can get this type of window here. Okay, now here you can see all the HTML tags are here. Okay, now when you move your mouse on top of these tags, you can see those tags are highlighted in the HTML page. Okay, this one H1 tag, this H1 tag, this is the ID. You can see the class name, all the things are here. Okay, now imagine if you want to choose this one, you can right click over here and go to inspect. Then it will highlight it here also. Okay, now I close this one. I right click on this H1 tag and I go to inspect. Then you can see this H1 tag is highlighted here. Okay, so now if I want to change this font color here, I go right click and I go to inspect element. Now this is the paragraph. Can open it and see what is the paragraph. All the inline CSS, all things are here. Now this is the paragraph tag. Okay, this is the whole paragraph. Now imagine you want to change the color of this paragraph. Here in the right side, you can see all the CSS tags are here. Now this is the tag which I mentioned in my CSS class, CSS file. Okay, this the P selector, this element selector. Okay, so if you want to change the color, you can click here and you can change the color. Okay, what is the suitable color? Okay, similarly, if you want to add any other CSS, you want to add any other CSS, you can click here and you can type the CSS property. Font. Okay, let's click font size. You can choose it. You can type 50 px. Okay. This is the class name. Okay. So similarly, now if you refresh the page, it's all gone because now we temporarily change the things. Okay. Now if you want to change this one, if you want to add the font to change the font size, then do. Similarly, you can add some extra CSS also here. Okay, and you can check whether these check whether your new parameters are is it suitable for your web page. Okay, or if you want to know how to design those things now, for example, now if you want to in our faculty website, okay, now you want to find the font of this text. To find what is the font now. This font is very beautiful, so I want to find the font. So what you can do is you can right click over here and go to inspect. Then you can see, okay, this is the one. All the CSS classes, all things are here. Now you know if starts with this dot means a class, and this is element type selector. Like this, now you know all the things. Okay. So here you want to find the font. So you want to know the font, it means it comes with font family. Ne? Font family කියන එකනේ font එක change කරලා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට බලන්න මේක font එක හොයන්න ඕන. මේ font family වගේ තියෙන තැනක් හොයලා බලනවා. දැන් මෙන්න මේක තමයි font එකේ නම. Okay. Then you can copy this one. You can Google it. You can go to font. Okay. Or if you want to check whether this one with another font, maybe I put Arial and check whether is it matching to this website. Okay. Now you do not have access to change the website, but the thing is you can change these things. Okay. Or if you want to change University of Colombo, then here you can double click on the content. You can type Sri Lanka. You can center, you can change the text over here and you can see. Okay. Likewise, you can use this inspect element with your developments to get kind of better development state. Okay. You refresh the page, so it will come to the previous state. So today we have discussed. We start to discuss CSS, then CSS selectors, and these colors, background, fonts, these things. Okay. So in the next week, I will try to start or I will try to discuss JavaScript or any other HTML or CSS things. Okay. So I will update the LMS. So the thing is now here you have one assignment. It's the proposal of your web page. Okay. The websites, so the complex one. Okay. Let's go select one or two proposals. Now this is enough actually. So interaction you want to say, okay. Radio transmission station. I want to create a website for this one. Okay. There are 5 pages, home page. Okay. This is enough actually. I want to just whether I want to know whether what kind of website you are going to create. Okay. So one asked from in the chat window, can you extend the assignment submission? Means now the deadline is today 8 p.m. but you can submit assignment after 8 p.m. also. But the thing is, please try to submit it today or tomorrow. Okay. Otherwise, you have not enough time to create it and start working it. In the next week, I'll try to start JavaScript or I'll try to start that WordPress. Okay. Then you can develop your website. That is my target. Then we can discuss the further things in HTML and CSS. Okay. So that's the tutorial. So tutorial 1, please try this one and submit it into this tutorial. Okay. So today also I will give a tutorial. This tutorial 2. Then maybe in the next Saturday I will have a tutorial session. So I'll plan to have 3 or 2 tutorial classes, not in the each and every week. Okay. So do you have any questions? The thing is, you have to work hard. Okay. Please keep practicing these things. I will provide all the guidance and the instruction and all the resources on time. So please try these things. Okay. If you don't have any question, I can stop the session. So thank you for the participation. We'll meet on the next Sunday. Okay. Thank you very much.
Recording stopped.